Hello everyone. Welcome back to UGC Net English Detailed Lectures. In the previous class, we discussed the novel Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Today we are going to discuss one of the essays written by T.S. Eliot, that is, Hamlet and His Problems. Hamlet and His Problems, published in 1919. T.S. Eliot, 1888 to 1965. So basically it is an essay, and we know that it is an essay that belongs to the New Criticism movement. New Criticism means text-centered criticism. And in this essay, there is a critical reading of William Shakespeare's drama Hamlet. And the essay was first published in Eliot's collection, The Sacred Wood, Essays on Poetry and Criticism, in 1920, where the essay was written in 1919. Now let's see how the essay begins. Few critics have even admitted that Hamlet the play is the primary problem and Hamlet the character only secondary. So according to him, Hamlet the play is primary problem and the character is only the secondary problem. Now the main ideas from the essay. So first of all, T.S. Eliot calls Hamlet an artistic failure. So as per Eliot, the work is the drama Hamlet, written by Shakespeare, is an artistic failure. And one of the central ideas Eliot tries to project through this essay is his idea of objective correlative. So what does it mean by objective correlative? Let's analyze. The objective correlative concept that Eliot popularized in this essay refers to the concept that the only way to express an emotion through art is to find a set of objects, a situation, or a chain of events that will evoke a specific sensory experience in the audience. So as per Eliot's idea of objective correlative, he says that the character should, with some proper use of objects or events, should show the readers or the viewers that he is internally in a conflicting situation. But Hamlet, the character, has failed to show such kind of an experience, failed to share such kind of an experience with the audience. So Eliot considers it is the failure of Shakespeare as an artist. So Shakespeare failed to show his mastery through the proper use of some objects or some events. He uses some only words to express Hamlet's inner turmoil, inner feelings, or inner conflicts. But as per T.S. Eliot's expectations, the dramatist could have used some events or objects, so the audience also would experience the same kind of feeling the character really passes through. But Hamlet has, nothing to share with the audience through the use of objective correlative. So as per Eliot's version, Hamlet is an artistic failure. Why it is an artistic failure? Because Hamlet failed to show his emotions or the turmoil through the use of proper objects or events. In short, Shakespeare as a playwright has failed to use objective correlative. Eliot begins the essay by stating that the primary problem of Hamlet is actually the play itself. So the play itself is a problem, according to Eliot. The main character is only a secondary issue. Eliot goes on to note that the play enjoys critical success because the character Hamlet appeals to a particular kind of creatively minded critic. If people consider Hamlet as a success, it is because of some kind of observation or some kind of bias that everyone feels towards the character Hamlet, including the critics. Let's see what is their particular feeling. According to Eliot, a creative-minded individual who directs his energy towards criticism projects his own character into Hamlet. So that is the problem. So when one tries to read or view the play Hamlet, he or she really goes to feel that he is the Hamlet. He is the character Hamlet. So that a feeling of empathy. So that really makes the play a success. As a result, the critic becomes biased in favor of and fixated on the character. So the critic or the reader or the viewer, he may feel that he himself is the character Hamlet. So he could really identify a kind of love with the character. And Eliot says that there were so many such critics who tried to judge Hamlet on that ground, including our critic Johann Wolfgang von Goethe and also Coleridge. So Eliot accuses John Wolfgang von Goethe and Samuel Taylor Coleridge of this. He states that Goethe's critic turns Shakespeare's tragic hero into his own Werther. So as we said, one who reads or enjoys the play Hamlet would have a tendency to identify himself in the role of the main character Hamlet. That is why one gets, a feeling of enjoyment out of the play, out of reading or out of watching the play. So the critic Goethe, when he criticized the play, Goethe had the same issue. Goethe felt that he himself is the Hamlet. We know that Werther is a character created by Goethe. So Goethe's character Werther is an autobiographical character. So we know that when Goethe criticizes the play Hamlet, Goethe felt that he himself is the character Hamlet. So Goethe's critique of Hamlet is just like Goethe's creation of his character Werther. And the next time when Coleridge criticized the play Hamlet, Coleridge had the same feeling. Coleridge felt that he himself is the character Hamlet. That's why to Coleridge the play was very much enjoyable. So Coleridge's lecture on Hamlet made Hamlet into a Coleridge. So the play was really good according to Coleridge. But Eliot says that this is not the right way to judge the worth of a work, because the work should satisfy the reader through the proper use of objective correlative, but Shakespeare has failed to make use of such technique. So, their criticism of the play is the most misleading kind of criticism possible. So, according to T.S. Eliot, it is not the right way to judge a work. Eliot names three sources on which Shakespeare is believed to have based his play Hamlet. So, Eliot says there are three sources for the play Hamlet. So, Shakespeare adopted the play from the previous versions of some plays that were available during his lifetime. So one of the inspiration was Thomas Kit's work, The Spanish Tragedy. And another inspiration for the play Hamlet was a version of the play that is the Hamlet. And another inspiration for Shakespeare's Hamlet was a version of the play performed in Germany during Shakespeare's lifetime. So these are the three sources for Shakespeare's Hamlet according to T.S. Eliot. So T.S. Eliot is happy about the story and the kind of presentation of the three sources. But when Shakespeare, adopted the story for his own play titled Hamlet, Eliot says it really failed to satisfy the viewers or the intelligent critic. Because, as we said already, Shakespeare has failed to use the technique of objective correlative. Eliot believes that in Shakespeare's version, Hamlet is driven by a motive greater than revenge. His delay in exacting revenge is left unexplained. So, Hamlet is motivated more than by the feeling of revenge. But what is that feeling? That is not, explained by Shakespeare. That is the failure of Shakespeare according to T.S. Eliot. So the inner turmoil of Hamlet could have been expressed through the proper use of objective correlative, but Shakespeare failed to explain it. But we can see that, the three previous sources, revenge was the primary motive for Hamlet. But in Shakespeare's play, we know that more than revenge, some other reason was there. But what was that reason? Shakespeare never went to explain that reason through the use of objective correlative. So this is why T.S. Eliot is not happy about the play. In the original source play, the reason is clearly explained. As we said, the reason was revenge. The hero of Hamlet is driven more by his mother's guilt than revenge for the father. The greatest contributor to the play's failure is Shakespeare's inability to express Hamlet's emotion through objective correlative. The madness of Shakespeare's character, according to Eliot, is a result of the inexpressible things that Hamlet feels and the playwright cannot convey. So some inexpressive conflict was there in Hamlet's mind, but Shakespeare couldn't explain such conflicts. Shakespeare could not find a sufficient objective correlative for his hero, and the audience is left without a means to understand the reasons for the character's motives. So when the play ends, and when one viewer or the reader asks a question, what was the reason for Hamlet's madness? We don't really find a sufficient reason to support our answer with. Because more than revenge, Hamlet had some other conflicts in his mind, but Shakespeare couldn't explain that reason through the proper use of objective correlative. So that's there's a Hamlet and his problems written by T.S. Eliot. In the next class, we will discuss another topic, that is movement poetry.